Okay,
hold on. All right, let's see if this works. So I'm gonna go back to up here. We'll see if this works. Sorry guys, I know this is brutal. It's late and technology's not working. So rhombus, diagonals, label it A, B, C, D in any order you want. Just continue. Label it E where it intersects. Make sure when you label, you constantly go in a clockwise motion, that you go in order. Again, it doesn't matter where you start. Okay, AE is 6. They want the measure of AC. When you're doing this, you have to know what happens to diagonals on the inside of a rhombus. Okay? It creates perpendicular bisector. So every angle inside here becomes a 90-degree angle. And this becomes congruent to that because they bisect each other. They're not equal, but they bisect each other. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me if you're watching. It wants the measure of AC, this whole piece. These guys are congruent. If this is 6, then this guy is 6, making the whole thing 12. All right, AED. AED, remember, perpendicular bisector. All these inside angles here are going to be 90 degrees. And then ABE. So again, I'm going to pop this triangle out right here where I have ABE. Okay, and I know that this guy is 90. They're telling me that ABE is 37, and they want this one. So 180 degrees in a triangle total. Add these up, figure out what you got. So I've got 90 and 37, which gets me 127. I know the total has to be 180, so 180 minus 127, it's me 53. So this guy right here is 53. All right. Here's your square. Okay. LOVE, diagonals, U. You have to know what a square means. You have to know what the diagonals do. So the square is the good one for all of them. The square can do everything that all the other quadrilaterals can do. So not all the other quadrilaterals. It has everything that the rhombus, the rectangle, and the parallelogram have. It has perpendicular bisectors. It has equal diagonals. It has equal sides all the way around. It has 90-degree angles on the inside. So if LU, this guy is 5, what's UV? This guy is 5. It creates a bisector. LOV is this guy right here. LOV. He's a 90-degree angle. It's a square. Squares have 90-degree angles. So LOV is 90 degrees. EUV, this guy right here. Perpendicular bisectors for your diagonals. That guy is 90 degrees. UO, line segment here. Everything's the same inside. That guy's 5 as well. And then OLU. So let me draw this triangle right here for you guys. I've got OLU. This guy is 90. Okay. Something you need to know about squares, everything on the inside is equal. If you guys look, I have an isosceles triangle, which means that this guy and this guy are congruent. If this is 90, because he's right, all I've got left is 90. These guys have to be 45 and 45. So when you look at this, you've got 45, 45, 45, 45. All these little ones around here are 45 degrees. The inside ones are 90. The big one is 90. So this guy right here is 45. All right, I'm gonna come up with a couple things that you guys need for your exam. So for your exam, there is one proof. All right, one proof for your exam. There is a chart that has like rhombus, parallelogram. These are the ones that we're going to use the most. Parallelogram, square, and a rectangle. Okay, it's literally a chart. And you're going to have to just check off. So it'll say something like, let's see, angles are 90 degrees. Okay, and you would check off square and rectangle. And you would put opposite sides are parallel. Okay, you would check them all off. So it literally looks like that with whatever's on there. Okay, there's only one proof on the test. Yeah, there is a section that looks like this where you have to identify the quadrilateral, or like identify or classify, I think it could say. So it's going to have markings. Let me move it this way. So if you look at something and they give you this, okay, they give you that and they don't give you anything else. What's the most specific name for that shape? Okay, well, all the sides are congruent. It doesn't tell you anything about the angles. Rhombus is your best choice. All right. Or if they give you like this and they tell you that, let's say they just mark this. Okay, without marking anything else, what's your best choice here? Your best choice is a parallelogram. So there's those, identifying or classifying the quadrilateral. There is the interior angle sum. Okay, that is this way, sorry. That's the 180 times n minus 2. There's the one interior angle. There's exterior angles. There are solving equations, like when you're given shapes. Can we go over that one more time? What do you want me to go over? Like this stuff, interior angle sum? All right, I'll go over interior angle sum. All right, so let's do, all right, let's do this one. Let me do this one real quick. All right, I've got, all right, I'm going to tell you that that's a parallelogram. All right, I'm telling you it's a parallelogram. Okay. When it says it's a parallelogram, you have to automatically know certain things about a parallelogram. So let me do this. 4x plus 50. Okay. This is a parallelogram. I want you to find y. I want you to find x. Right. In a parallelogram, you need to know that the opposite guys, like that, the ones across from each other, those guys are equal. You need to know that these guys right here are equal to 180. So these guys are equal to each other. These guys are equal to 180. All right, so knowing that, and the reason I know that, it's because it's a parallelogram. That's one of the properties of a parallelogram. You just have to know those things. I'm going to solve for y first. I know that this plus this needs to equal 180 degrees. I'm going to subtract 130. And I'm going to get 5y equals 50. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And y equals 10. All right, so I solved for y. I want to solve for x. I know these guys are equal to each other. They're across. So 4x plus 50 equals 130. And then solve. 4x is equal to 80. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 20. Okay, so that's kind of what you would have to do if you had a parallelogram. If you had something else, like let me give you a different type of problem. Okay, let me give you this rhombus problem. All right, I'm telling you it's a rhombus. All right, it's a rhombus, so you automatically get to assume certain things. Here's my diagonals. Okay, I'm going to call this A, B, C, D, and just call this E on the inside. All right, I'm going to give you that this guy down here is 66 degrees. Okay. If I wanted to find other things with this, let me just do this. I'm going to make this one 6, and I'm going to make this guy 9 line segments. Okay. When you get a rhombus, you have to know that this is a perpendicular bisector. All right, you have to know diagonals. Perpendicular bisector. Okay, meaning that it creates a 90-degree angle all the way around, meaning that this guy is congruent to this guy. These two guys are congruent as well. So depending on what it asks you, you can find the lengths of all the diagonals. Okay, you also need to know that the outsides are all the same. So that if I told you that DC was 15, that you would know that BC is 15, that AB is 15, that AD is 15, because that's what a rhombus is. All the sides are the same. Okay, with that, I feel like I keep going the wrong way on this. This way? There we go. If this guy's 66 and this guy's 90, this guy has to be 24. All right, it's a triangle. 90, 66, 24, that gets me 180 degrees. These are perpendicular bisectors. It bisects the angle too. So this guy's 24, this guy's 24, this guy's 66, this guy's 66. All right, just go all the way around. That's how you're going to find out these things. If you have to do a square, all right, if you have to do or let's do a rectangle. If you have a rectangle, okay, this guy and this guy, here are your diagonals. All right. In a rectangle, you have to know that diagonals are equal. Right? Diagonals are equal. So if this guy right here is 15, then this guy right here is 15. And if this guy's 30, then this guy's 30. Those are just the properties that you have to know about this. And that's a big part of your exam, is knowing that. There's two, like I did here, where you have to draw them. Okay? Or actually, there's one that's already drawn, and there's one that's given, and then one you have to draw. So make sure you guys can draw it and label it correctly. There is, like I said, there's interior and exterior angles. So, and then this kind of stuff. Is there anything else you guys want me to go over? Do you want me to put up another proof, an easier proof? We can do that if you want. I can show you guys how to do one of those. Tell me what you guys want, or we can call it a night. I know it's already super late. All right, going once, going twice. All right, so again, exam tomorrow. Here we go. One proof. Classify quadrilaterals. The first question on the worksheet, super sorry. Quadrilaterals. Okay. Are they rectangle? Like, is it a rectangle? Study rectangles, parallelograms. Let me finish this and I'll go back over that one. Rhombus and a square. Okay. Know those for sure. You have to know those. Okay. Interior and exterior angles. You have to know that. And I think that is about it. And I think there's one or two review questions. And the review questions, it's kind of like going back to parallel lines into transversals. So review, we have parallel lines into transversal. Which ones are linear pairs, alternate interior, alternate exterior, that kind of stuff. I think there is a transformation one. So again, review, and it has to do with notation, if you had to rotate it 90 degrees, that kind of stuff. But those are the review. There's the bulk of your test. Okay, so going over number 1. Let me do that right here. All right. This one, yeah? Okay. All right, identify the shape. You identify the shape by the number of sides. This is going to, I should have, and I went over it in the first time, but remember this is going to be a regular. It'll say regular. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. It's a hexagon. Okay, regular hexagon. It wants the sum of the interior angles. The way you find the sum of the interior angles, you use this formula. 180 times n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. So 180, how many sides does it have? It has 6. So 180 times 4. That's 180 times 6 minus 2, which is 180 times 4. All right. That's how I find the sum, the total. I want all of them together. This plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this. I want all these little angles in here. And they're all the same because it's regular. Okay? So 180 times 4 gives me 720. So this whole guy up here is 720. That's the sum of all of the interior angles. Now they just want one angle. To find one angle, one interior angle, you just divide the total by the number of sides. So I have 6 sides. It's a hexagon. It's 720 divided by 6. And go ahead and do the math. And you're going to get 120. So the value of one angle is 120. All right. This guy right here, the sum of all the exterior angles is always 360 degrees. Okay. Any other questions? All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck. You're going to have a lot of exams this term. So, if this is your worst one, so be it. And we can get better after this. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Finch will be tutoring tomorrow morning. And I'll be around at lunch if you have 3rd or 4th period geometry and you have more questions. Good night, guys.